There's an $88 billion company that most Americans have never heard of. It's not based in Silicon Valley. It wasn't started in a garage. Well, technically it was, but it was a leather factory's parking garage in Buenos Aires, and they got kicked out for fire code violations. This company has outperformed Amazon stock over the last decade. It processes more payments than PayPal does in all of Latin America. It built its own airline, its own bank, and its own logistics network across 18 countries, from scratch. And the man who started it pitched the idea to a billionaire during a car ride to an airport. This is the story of MercadoLibre and why calling it the Amazon of Latin America completely misses the point. In 1997, a 26-year-old Argentine named Marcos Galperin was sitting in a Stanford MBA classroom when his professor showed a case study on eBay. At the time, Latin America had an internet penetration rate of just 3%. There was no Amazon, no PayPal, no online marketplace of any kind for 650 million people. Galperin saw a massive opportunity and started writing a business plan. Then came the moment that changed everything. His professor asked him to drive a guest speaker, John Muse, the co-founder of a major private equity firm, to the airport. During that car ride, Galperin pitched his idea. By the time they reached the private jet, Muse had agreed to invest. The seed round raised $7.5 million. On August 2, 1999, Galperin and his Stanford classmates launched MercadoLibre, which translates to free market, from his father's leather factory in Buenos Aires. The site was by all accounts an eBay clone, but what Galperin understood, and what eBay itself would fail to understand, was that Latin America wasn't just a market, it was a completely different problem set. In 2001, eBay bought a 19.5% stake in MercadoLibre and handed over its failing Brazilian operation. This gave Meli funding, credibility, and a non-compete agreement across the region. But here's where the story gets painful for eBay. In 2016, eBay sold most of that stake for roughly $1 billion. Not bad, right? Except that same stake today would be worth approximately $19 billion. eBay left nearly $18 billion on the table because it couldn't see what MercadoLibre was becoming. And what was it becoming? To understand why MercadoLibre dominates Latin America, you need to understand three structural problems that make the region fundamentally different from the United States. Problem 1, payments. In Mexico, 68% of the population doesn't have a bank account. In Argentina, more than 60% of adults have no credit card. You can't build an online marketplace when your customers can't pay online. Amazon tried to plug into existing banking infrastructure, but in Latin America, that infrastructure barely existed. MercadoLibre built its own. Mercado Pago started in 2003 as a simple escrow button. Today, it's Latin America's largest fintech platform with 78 million monthly active users. It processes $278 billion in payments annually. It issues credit cards, offers savings accounts, runs a money market fund, and has a $12.5 billion lending portfolio. For over 60% of small merchants on the platform, Mercado Pago was their first access to credit, ever. Problem 2, logistics. There is no UPS in Latin America. There is no FedEx equivalent. Roads are unreliable, addresses are often informal, and delivering a package in a Rio favela is a genuine physical challenge. In 2018, MercadoLibre handled just 8% of its own deliveries. Today, that number is 95%. It operates over 4 million square meters of warehouse space, runs its own cargo airline, deploys 1,500 electric delivery vans, and delivers 75% of orders within 48 hours. Amazon didn't even open its first Brazilian fulfillment center until 2019. Problem 3, trust. In a region with lower institutional trust, Meli spent 25 years building a brand. In Argentina, 7 out of every 10 packages sent through the National Postal Service are MercadoLibre orders. When you build payments, shipping, and the marketplace all under one roof, you create switching costs that a standalone marketplace simply can't match. That's why Amazon's total Latin American revenue is roughly 1/20 of Meli's. This is where a consulting framework actually explains something useful. MercadoLibre has built what strategists call a flywheel, but it's not Amazon's flywheel. It's more powerful because it has a financial engine at its center. Here's how it works. More buyers attract more sellers. More transactions generate behavioral data, 2,400 variable.